We were married for 2.5 years. We lived normally. We didn't have children, we only dreamed about them, but it never came to fruition. There was no hurry. We spent our weekends with friends. In summer we had kebabs and picnics in the country. In winter we had parties and things like that. I have a lot of friends. Somehow they all ended up living in our hometown after school and the army. They worked like me at a city-forming enterprise and lived almost next door to each other, as our town was quite small. Marina, my wife, had known my classmates for a long time, as she had studied with us in the same school, only 2 classes younger. They also knew her and considered her their person, as she had been my girlfriend since 10th grade, and then my beloved wife. My friends were married too. We were family friends. We celebrated holidays and birthdays together. We went to each other's houses, took an interest in our friends' family successes and enjoyed them as our own. No stories of adultery or similar scandals happened in our circle. We thought about it roughly the same way. A comrade's girlfriend is sacred. It is taboo. But one day, something happened that did not please me at all. I woke up possessive and jealous. The fact that I saw my Marinka correspondence and social networking with one of my friends, with Sergei Piov. She did not hide anything. The correspondence was open. They were discussing the purchase of a new kitchen set. Piovs had just bought new furniture, and Marina was asking what color, what price, and so on. Seryoga sent her pictures and commented on the purchase. By the way, he promised to invite her to come over and celebrate the acquisition. Communication was, of course, not intimate, ordinary, everyday life, but my wife's behavior infuriated me. Although I did not say anything to Marina that night, but with Seryoga in the morning talked personally. My friend said that he and my Marinka had become quite good friends during our relationship. There is nothing in their correspondence, so I worry in vain. He only loves his Nadia and will always be faithful to her. But I didn't calm down. In the evening I talked to my wife and asked her to stop communicating on the network with another man. Not only do I not like it, but Sergei has a wife. She probably would not like it either, if she finds out about the online communication. Marina grinned and promised not to write again, but the promise was not kept. A week later the same thing happened again. Now we were discussing not the kitchen set and the upcoming vacation. My wife wrote that the best sea is only in Pitsunda. Serge defended the charms of rest in Turkey. That evening I protested intolerantly and angrily. I snatched my smartphone from Marinka and wrote a few kind phrases to the insolent interlocutor. In the morning at work, Seryoga and I resumed our conversation. I grabbed him by the chest and demanded that he delete Marina's contacts in front of me. He did, but called me a jerk and a psycho, and advised me to see a doctor. He took offense and stopped talking. Relations with my wife had become strained. She apparently did not forgive my rudeness. She could not forgive the way I rudely cut off the last correspondence with Seryoja. In short, the relationship went down the drain. We no longer went to visit anyone. On weekends my wife went to her mother, and I was alone and frankly drank or stupid all day watching TV. Marinka didn't care how I spent my weekends. She didn't say anything about my drinking. She just turned her nose up at my booze. We stopped sleeping together. We no longer dreamed of having children. 6 months of this cold, strained relationship passed, and one day I came home from work to an empty apartment. My wife packed her belongings and finally moved in with her parents. We were divorced quickly and without any complications. No wonder. We did not see eye to eye. It can happen to anyone. You have nothing and no one to hold you back. No children, no property either. 6 years had passed since then. His ex-girlfriend married Sergei's younger brother. They say they live soul to soul and are expecting a second child. Sergei still lives with Nadia. They have a daughter who is in 1st grade. The brothers are family friends. After my divorce from Marinka, I never got married. Women come and go, there is no permanence. I started drinking more and more often. Sometimes I sit there and think, they were pen pals, they were friends, so what's the big deal? I did not accuse them of adultery. There was no evidence of adultery, and no, they lived well with Marina, planned children, and I ruined everything with my suspicions. Well, if I'm not a fool. And sometimes I think differently. I was right to forbid my correspondence. Their online relationship could have turned into something bigger, and I would have been a shameful cuckold. My grandfather used to say, if you give women any slack, they'll lose their fear in a jiffy and start walking around. It's better to keep them strict so you don't become a laughingstock yourself. In short, I do not know whether I did the right thing or not, but the deed, as they say, is done. There is no turning back time. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and like this video if you like it. Also put a bell so you don't miss new videos. See you soon.